Hey, good morning, y'all. I hope everybody is having a good morning thus far. As for me, um, I just went to Hardee's to get something to eat, and the cashier just gave me whatever she felt like giving me. So I ate it because I'm hungry. And they say don't ever go to the grocery store hungry, and that's where I'm on my way to, because I'm finally gonna get to make my collard greens today. I've been craving collard greens all week long, and I'm finally gonna get to make them jokers, and I'm ready. I should have saved my appetite. But anyway, happy Friday, y'all. We made it. We made it. You made it through. If you're still on your job, you made it. God is good all the time, and all the time, what? God is good. So I wanted to talk today, give some sheviation about mental health. It's Mental Health Month. I just realized this. I don't really pay attention to a lot of the awareness months, but this one struck me very important this time around, because I have had my own issue with mental health in the last year or so, as everyone else has. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience with going to see a therapist. I had never seen a therapist before, unless it was in the movies. I always thought that you had to have a whole lot of money, that they charge so much on the hour, and you go into the therapist's office and you lay back on this, they call it a chaise. You lay back on that, or a couch, and you lay back on it and you tell them your problems, and they sit there and they pretend like they're taking notes. And then I've seen that sometimes in movies they zoom in on the notepad and they doodling a picture of a dog or something, or they saying something ignorant about you in the notes. It's not like that. It's not like that. You do not have to have a great deal of money to go see a therapist. And going to see a therapist doesn't mean you're crazy. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about my therapy situation. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the videos yet. I actually am going to get the opportunity to share my testimony tomorrow, and it's going to be on my church's page, and I'm hoping I can share it. I know I'll be able to share it to my Facebook page, but I won't be able to share it to my YouTube probably. I'm going to give my testimony about what I went through with my mental health, with my marriage and my divorce during the pandemic. But I went through a lot with the marriage and the divorce in the pandemic. I also realized, after doing some research on my ex-husband, that he suffers from some things that he doesn't want to admit that he suffers from. And I researched how that went, and then I had to pay attention to some of the things I was going through myself. While I was pregnant, I did go through, just a really down mood, very irritable. And I just attributed it to, just the superficial. You're going through a divorce, you're going through a pandemic, you're naturally a germophobic, paranoid person anyway, and now you can't even go to the grocery store without worrying about if your mask ain't on properly, and if someone passes you too closely, how you might get some of their air in your mask, and then you have a virus that could kill you. And then I was pregnant, so I was a part of the at-risk population. So I went through all of that, and the moods that I was going through, I just kind of blamed it on the superficial, all those things that were going on. But it wasn't until even after I had the baby, it kept going. And I talked to my doctor, and I told him what I was going through, and he said he didn't believe it was postpartum or anything like that. So my moods just kept getting worse, and I was still edgy. And I mean, I had no reason to be that way. I was working. I had a full-time job as a CNA. I liked the people I worked with, for once, the CNAs and the nurses. I was making good money. I got a sign-on bonus for starting it. Every month and a half, I was getting $1,500-$1,600 extra dollars just for being on the job. They had attendance bonuses. I was doing good after the pandemic, but my moods were still very, very bad, very bad. So I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna do some research to see if I can go see a therapist. Well, I went to a therapy office where I'm at now, and it was nothing like the movies. It was nothing like the movies. We were just in a regular office. My therapist just asked me, some generalized questions. We started out very conversational. He asked me, how my day was, and, asked me basically, what I was going through that brought me to him. And then we went over family history, And even in going through that, I realized that maybe some of the things I was going through was coming down through the family line, some of the things that I was experiencing. So I went to a few appointments with him, and then I wound up being prescribed a medication, Zoloft, for depression. I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't attribute the mood swings and the anger and the temper to being depressed, because when you think about people being depressed, you think about people sitting on their couch eating ice cream and just getting fat and crying. But I didn't realize that depression can surface in different ways in different people. Alcoholism runs in my family. I was being tempted to go back into drinking again, which I never stopped drinking. Like, I have a glass of wine or a cocktail every now and again, which I asked God to take the taste out of my mouth for that, and now it's like it don't even do nothing for me. But I would still have a cocktail and every now and again, or a glass of wine or two every now and again. But I was being tempted to get back into the more heavy stuff, like the Tanqueray and the Hennessy. That's not me anymore. And that goes down through my family history. So I know that it seems like a lot, but the Sheviation for today is, do not make your own assumptions about your mental health. Get it checked. You're not crazy. You don't need a whole lot of money. Get that in check. Because once I got on the medication for my depression, it's like everybody around me could see a difference. I didn't realize how miserable I was making everybody around me, because I was just throwing caution to the wind and thinking that it was just hormones. It was just me not knowing how to manage my new life with a baby and a teenager and a very hyper and exuberant 8-year-old. I was making everybody around me miserable. Everybody around me was suffering because I didn't have my mental health in check. You have no idea. You're not just hurting yourself. You're not just robbing yourself of joy if you don't get your mental health checked. You are robbing everybody around you. They want to see the real you. They want to see the best you. So that's a little bit about my mental health story for Mental Health Month. Just go and try to sit with somebody. Don't even have to really be having an issue. Just go and sit with somebody and just talk about how about how things are going in your life, and you might find out that you got more issues going on than you do. And you're robbing yourself of a lot of time, and you're robbing yourself of people around you getting to love you for you because you have an issue going on. So happy Mental Health Month. I hope I have inspired somebody to go and keep that mental health in check. Y'all, it's Friday. We made it again. I am signing off for the weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday. You have been Sheviated. Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking about you been Sheviated. I didn't even get to say it. See, it goes to show how passionate I am about this situation. Okay? I forgot to say them 3 words. Like, share, and subscribe. I had a friend of mine from high school hit my line last night and say, how do I subscribe? And that felt so good to me to have somebody that I actually know say, how do I subscribe? So y'all don't have to do that, because I'm going to tell you how you can do it. Hit the link on the YouTube video, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and you got me every day, daily content. Anyway, y'all, until next time, see y'all Monday. Have a great, prosperous weekend.